Let's get those stingers out of here. Written by Tracey Michele. Illustrated by Dougal Borman. Ooch! 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 Jimmy yelled as he hopped and jumped his way out of the water. Ooh, ow, wow! Bethany shouted as she also jumped through the softly breaking waves to reach the shore. Great Aunt Iris heard Jimmy and Bethany yelling and rushed across the hot, golden sand down to the sea. Jellyfish, yelled Jimmy. The jellyfish are still here. There are millions of them and they've stung me all over. Get out of the water quickly! Great Aunt Iris yelled, waving her arms at the jellyfish as if to scare them away. By now, the other people who had been swimming were running out of the water and yelling, "I've been stung. I've been stung." Come on, said Great Aunt Iris to Jimmy and Bethany. I'll make a mixture of seawater and baking soda. That'll take the bite out of the stings. We have to do something about those jellyfish, Great Aunt Iris said to Great Uncle Henry later that night. We've got to get those stingers out of here. The summer had been hotter than usual. At the beginning, visitors had flocked to the beautiful bay each weekend. The locals were more than happy for visitors to share their slice of paradise as long as they left the place as they found it. But a month ago, some unwelcome visitors had arrived. The unwelcome visitors were swarms of jellyfish, sticky, stingy, stringy jellyfish. Now, all but a few of the human visitors had left. The campground, which had been bursting at the seams every weekend, was nearly empty. The store, which had had people lining up right out the door, was mostly empty too. The cafe, which had had to borrow more tables and chairs, was now giving them back. It seemed as if every time anyone swam, there were more jellyfish than ever. You should set up a meeting for Saturday night, said Great Uncle Henry. You're good at meetings, Iris. You always get things done. That's it, said Great Aunt Iris. We'll hold a meeting. Someone in the bay is bound to have a good idea. So she quickly got on the phone and told everyone to rack their brains for an idea to scare off the jellyfish. On Saturday night, when everyone was seated in the cafe, Great Aunt Iris began. Right, let's get started, she said. We all know why we're here. Those nasty stingers are upsetting everyone in the bay, so we need to get rid of them. I hope you've all thought of some solutions. Everyone began to shout at once. No one could be heard. Great Aunt Iris stuck her fingers into her mouth and let out a loud, shrill whistle. One at a time, she yelled. If you all shout at once, we'll get nowhere. Now, Pat, what ideas has the tennis club thought of? I'm pleased you called on the tennis club first, Pat said, standing up. We think our solution will solve the problem of the jellyfish once and for all. Our solution is that all the tennis club members line up on the sand and hit tennis balls into the swarms of jellyfish. Many of the jellyfish will be stunned and the ones that aren't will be scared and swim away. That's not a good idea, yelled Bertie the baker. What happens to me when I'm swimming around in a part of the bay that has no jellyfish in it? I'll keep getting hit on the head by tennis balls. Pat smiled at the thought and sat back down. Grindly, what have the farmers thought of? Great Aunt Iris asked a man with a bushy brown beard. Just a second, Grindly replied, and he went outside and came back holding a big smelly sack. Yuck, said Tammy the schoolteacher, wrinkling her nose at the bad smell. This is the farmer's solution, Grindly said. We've filled 20 sacks like this one with cow dung. We'll put these near the high tide mark. When the sacks get wet, the smell will scare away the jellyfish. Oh, great, said Bertie the baker. Now I'll have a sore head and smell like cow dung when I go swimming. But at least you won't get stung by jellyfish, said Grindly and Pat at the same time. Everyone laughed. Great Aunt Iris looked around the cafe. She was almost too scared to ask if anyone else had a solution to the jellyfish problem. Then, Betty, a woman who owned a fishing boat, stepped forward. Don't tell me you want to put rotten fish heads into the water or throw sinkers at the jellyfish, Bertie the baker said. Everyone laughed loudly again. No, I don't, Betty said. I think it would be a good idea to put a net around the part of the bay where most people swim. It could stretch from the sand out into the deep water and back around to the beach again in a semicircle. The jellyfish won't be able to get through the net, so swimmers can safely swim inside the net. Everyone clapped, even Bertie. They all really liked Betty's idea. Great Uncle Henry smiled a big smile that stretched all the way from one ear to the other. Well done, Iris, he said. I said you were good at getting things done. It's not done yet, replied Great Aunt Iris. But we've made a start. The net is a better solution to the jellyfish problem than tennis balls or sacks of cow dung.